Hey y'all, this is by Devon Nails. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much. If you love what you see, like, subscribe, comment. I can't wait to tell you more about this mani. So this is using the Sassy Saints dip powders. They are a newer company based in Britain, and they have some other products. They sell lash and eyebrow lamination, but they've recently entered the dip market. They sent me 3 gorgeous colors and their liquid several months ago, and I've used them several times. This mani uses this gorgeous gray sparkle. It is called Foggy Flickerer, and then Strawberry Starlet is this gorgeous red color. It does look more red once activated. Here it has just a slight pull to orange. These are really great colors. I found that in both this mani and the other manis that I've done, that they go on smoothly, that the color representation on the website was very close to what I was getting here at home. And I found their liquids to be really great also. I did run out of them, and I do like my zebra liquids just a little bit better. The dry time is a little bit better for me, but if you don't have liquids or you are looking to change up your liquids, I definitely would recommend trying the Sassy Saint liquids, and the bundle discount that they have on their whole set is a really great deal. So this is that Foggy Flickerer. It's really pretty. It has these shiny, slightly larger chunky pieces, but if you're new to dipping, no worries. This is definitely not a chunk glitter. It just has a few more chunky pieces than a flat. And I did a little bit of color blocking here. So you saw me with the tape earlier. That's just inexpensive kind of masking tape. You can find it on Amazon, at beauty supply stores, lots of different places. I put the tape on, and I usually do my liquids and I push towards the edge, either the edge that already has been color blocked, as you can see me doing here, or towards the tape if I have tape on. On that first nail that I did just the tip, I just kind of color blocked it. I make sure that my dip container is nice and flat, and I slowly dip it into the container just until about the point that I want, and it gives this gorgeous curve. It takes just minimal practice, and then you can get a pretty great kind of little French accent, if you will, pretty easily. I did do 2 dips for these, and it worked really well. I will say that Strawberry Starlet is a super high pigmented dip, and as you probably saw earlier in the video before I cleaned up my no mess dip tray, it gets everywhere. This is definitely a dip that is going to potentially stain your fingers. I have not used it on my natural nails. I have only used it on my nail stands, but definitely take some precautions, maybe a base coat, and even possibly some skin safe latex to cover your cuticles so they don't get dyed red. This is a clear dip from Thunderbird Lane, and you can find them online, and I absolutely love their clear. It is so crystal clear. You'll see at the end, it feels like it's not even there, but I always like to protect my colors, especially if I'm only doing 2 dip layers, because you really need more than 2 layers. On nails like this, on the artificial nails, it's not quite as important, but if you're dipping your natural nails, and I do have a process video you can check out, I do 4 to 5 layers on my natural nails. The tip with any clear, even a great clear like Thunderbird Lane dip powders here, you really need to use a rough brush to take off any excess. So earlier in the video, you saw me using a fluffy brush. Now I'm using this more coarse brush to get off any of the extra of that clear. And I'm going to do that on all 5 nails. I sped it up here because it's kind of boring to watch, but it's super, super important. And then I activate with my dip liquid activators. It's a 3-step process, very similar to the liquids that Sassy Saints provides if you buy their combo kit, but you can also buy their dip powders without the liquids. I do a little bit of buffing. I don't have to do a lot. These dip powders, like I said before, go on really nice and smooth. I wipe them down after buffing all of them with some alcohol to take off any of that buffing dust, and then I decided I wanted to glam it up. So first I looked at my kind of like my beads and my pearls, but I decided that was a fail. So then I pulled out my gemstones and I decided to go with both of these red and the black to give this a super fun, high glam, high sparkle look. So I use this wax tip to pull these out, and I initially was going to just put them on with my dip liquids, but because I'd already activated, my base coat was drying just way too quickly. So you can see there just barely that one has already been placed, but I decided to go in and put the rest on with gel. So I pulled out about the number that I needed, and then I'm going to put on my gloves to be safe with my gel. They are HEMA-free and they come from Sundara Nails, but I think it's super important to be extra safe and to take precautions when you use gel. So I always like to wear my gloves. So I'm just putting on this base coat. Then I like to cure for 60 seconds. That's what the manufacturer, Sundara Nails, suggests for this gel product. You should use the time that is suggested by whatever gel product you are using. You don't want to have uncured gel. That is what can lead to allergies. So not to be, tell you what to do, but I would hate for anyone to end up with a gel allergy. So I'm going to put these on. The great thing about gel, though, is that you have basically until you put it into the light to get them just right. So it does give you a lot more freedom than if you're using dip liquids, but you definitely can put on gems with dip liquids. Or if you have nail tip glue, you can do that. If you have a sticky base coat, that sometimes can also be enough. And I'm just going to put these on in a little bit of an arc, kind of mimicking the opposite of that kind of French tip that I did on that pointer finger. And I'm just kind of moving them around. This wax tip is amazing. I got this one from Diplomatiq, but you can find them all over. And it has super helped this process, both when I'm pulling out and hand placing chunky glitters, and also for things like these gems. On the other edge, it has this kind of long metal toothpicky thing, and that really helped for kind of pushing them into just the right space. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to add black gems along this slanted color blocked accent because I just want this to be, high glam. And you could also do like a lining tape, or there's lots of different things, or just leave it as is. This is a super easy color blocking to do, both of these, and it's really, really pretty. I got these gems off Temu or Temu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you can find them all over. They're nothing, super special or unique. They come in all of these different colors. I will say, though, the thing about the Temu site that always gets me is it is in metric, and I am not as great with metric. I try to be, but so just pull out your ruler and make sure you don't get things that are a little too big. That's my problem with my pearls, my like flat back pearls that I have, is I feel like they are far too big to really put on any nails. So I hardly ever use them, but these gems are just perfect. All right, so I'm going to cure these all for 60 seconds. I grabbed out this no mess dip tray. I love that these stands are individual, but for things like curing, you've got to get them all over there. So I just set them on this tray and I move the tray all together. I am putting the gel base on the nails that I hadn't, and I cured them. So now I'm putting on a top coat. You definitely want to make sure that you have your gel base so that your top coat has something to stick on. I just kind of go around the gems and then push towards them. So the top coat is just slightly onto the base of them, but not covering the top. That way they're still nice and shiny, but they do get a little bit of extra hold from that gel top coat that's around the edges. And it's a super easy process. This whole mani took me about 45 minutes. So you can definitely do it pretty quickly. If you're doing it on your natural nails, it might take just a little bit more time because you probably do want to do either 2 or 3 base layers of either. You could definitely go in and do all the layers with these colors, but I like to use something else. Then I wipe them all down with alcohol before I take my gloves off. And here is our final Valentine's Day inspired glam look from Sassy Saints. Thanks for stopping by. This has been By Devon. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, y'all.